Hi everyone, I'm Jo Fry and this is my channel, Jojo Fry Rocks. And here we are at the end of 2024 and I just wanted to share some thoughts with you really about how my channel's been going over the last year and where I'm hoping to take it in 2025 and how you can support me with that. So first off the bat is to say thank you so much to all of you for watching and liking and subscribing, commenting and engaging with my videos and content and, actually kind of having a bit of a chat and getting to know some of you has been absolutely brilliant. I've really loved getting involved with the guitar community on YouTube and it's been a real kind of different, new, exciting thing in my life, really, over 2024. As some of you probably are aware, I started this channel like at the end of 2023, but it wasn't really with a view to kind of making the kind of stuff that I do now. It was really just a way for me to get back into playing the guitar. I'd had a period of time where I hadn't been able to play, unfortunately. I had a shoulder injury and, it was only towards the end of last year that I was able to kind of play, for even 10, 15 minutes without sort of getting shoulder pain. So as soon as I could do that, I started wanting to get back into playing again, and I just used this channel to start off with as a way of sharing some of the music that I like to play, and I just started doing some covers of songs that I love and posting those. So I didn't really have a plan. I didn't really have any idea where I wanted to go with this or what I wanted to do with it. I didn't really expect very many people to actually be interested enough to watch any of that anyway. It was just to give me a sense of an audience and kind of a reason to get back into playing again. And since then, I met somebody that I could play guitar with and do some music with. My friend Dan, who I'm in a kind of duo with now. And we're still practicing, still working on covers of songs and still working on some of his original songs as well. Hoping to kind of go out and start playing live next year. So that's still one of my goals. And hopefully I'll be able to share that with you on the channel. Usually at these open mic things, you get, people make videos of them to share on social media. So if we do, hopefully, as soon as we do get around to actually getting out there, I think we're kind of almost there now. I'll be able to share some of those performances on the channel. But one of the things that I will probably be doing less of in 2025 is just those sort of random rough and ready cover songs, mainly because they don't really get that many views. I get copyright claims on them anyway, which is totally fair. Like, that's completely fair. No complaints about that. In fact, I actually get a little bit upset if I don't get a copyright claim, because it means that the cover wasn't even recognisable to the algorithm. So it's a bit disheartening when you don't get one. But yeah, I probably won't be doing that many of those going forward, because I kind of have another outlet for that now. But also, I don't think that many people are that interested in that kind of stuff anyway. If I do have a song or something that I'm sort of putting a lot of time and effort into working on, I might try to do another like DI recording like I did for the Jeff Buckley song Lover You Should Have Come Over, because that's interesting from the perspective of learning more about the recording process about sound engineering, mixing, and all those kind of things that I don't really know a lot about, but my partner is actually quite good at that kind of thing. So I might explore doing a little bit more of that. And if myself and Dan are able to kind of come up with some new original material, then it would be super interesting to record some of that and share it and see what you think. So yeah, I guess that is another goal for me in 2025, would be to actually create some new original music, get into doing some songwriting. That would be a massive thing. That would be a real achievement. So yeah, that's somewhere I might go next year and try to do some more of that kind of thing. But yeah, I will obviously be doing some more mini-series, because those are the kind of things that that I really enjoy doing and that I really enjoy making. And I put a post up on the community page a little while ago to kind of see what sort of things, you know, you would be more interested in watching, what sort of content you want to see going forward into 2025. And I think, you know, unsurprisingly, some of my most popular content has been around my guitars, particularly the two new guitars that I've bought this year. So when I made videos about these guys, actually both Squiers, oddly enough. So my Squier Thinline Telly, and my lovely 1992 Korean Squier Strat, sort of similar to the first electric guitar that I ever had. Yeah, you were very interested in these guys, and you know, I can totally see why. Like, I get it. They are absolutely stunning guitars, and I was super thrilled to find them. So yeah, adding to my guitar collection after sort of 20 years of not having bought really any guitars or gear, that has been a major thing for me this year. And you know, those videos did pretty well on my channel. Neither of these things were planned, like just because I've made a YouTube channel. I wasn't actually planning or expecting to buy any new guitars. It just sort of happened. Whoopsie. So you know, I'm not planning or expecting to get any new guitars next year, but you know, never say never. You don't know what's going to happen. So but yeah, the kind of main thing that I've bought this year that has been really a game changer, just, you know, not only in terms of actually being able to do the things that I've wanted to do on this channel, but just in terms of like how much it's changed the way I think about playing, and opened up so many more possibilities for me, has been my Boss Katana, my Mark II 50 watt Boss Katana amp. That has really blown me away. That is by far the thing that I've got this year that has been by far the best gear purchase that I've had this year. It is a seriously versatile piece of equipment, and I don't think I've even scratched the surface of that. And considering that, sort of looking back over the videos that I've made on this channel this year, I've been really surprised actually that kind of one of the most popular ones was my the video that I made about my Line 6 Spider 210, my original sort of 2003 Line 6 Spider 210 digital modelling amp, which is, you know, one of the kind of first relatively affordable digital modelling amps that came out. And as I say, that's the amp that I've had and used over the last 20 years. I haven't had anything else other than that. I used to use it for playing gigs with my band, and you know, again, I don't think I even scratched the surface of the capabilities of that amp particularly, with all the built-in effects and all the amp models and things. But it was a really, really interesting video to make from my perspective, because it was like the first time I'd actually even read through the instruction book properly. I'm not an instructions person, what can I say? And it is easy enough to use that you didn't really have to. So I never really did. But it was a really, really fun video to make. And so, again, I'm kind of not surprised that that did well in terms of views. So obviously, guitars and gear, big topic, big theme, and a really popular one in the poll. But the kind of more overwhelming response was the kind of fourth option, where I said, you know, are you just happy for me to continue making videos about anything that interests me, really? Obviously related to guitars, guitar music, gear, and rock and metal, and all those brilliant kind of genres of music. And yeah, you sort of overwhelmingly replied that yes, you are happy to just sort of continue following what I do and where I want to go with things. So that was really, really lovely. Thank you for that answer. It really sort of shows kind of some faith in the channel and in what I'm doing. So thank you ever so much for that. So I will, you know, continue with the things that I find interesting, and hopefully sharing with you, and you'll find them interesting, informative, or entertaining, hopefully anyway. For sure, one of the highlights of this year for me has been the last couple of interviews that I've done recently. So interviewing Ace Bergman and Brian Herb, guitar techs to Slash and Jerry Cantrell, like two of my all-time guitar heroes. That has just been such an absolute honour and a thrill for me, just to meet these guys and get to talk to them and get, you know, their insight and their wisdom, and, you know, a little bit of a glimpse into what goes on in terms of you know, supporting these world-class musicians, playing live shows, and all the kind of hazards and pitfalls of the kind of life on the road. I just find it absolutely fascinating, both as a kind of guitar geek, you know, finding out more about kind of the guitars and the rigs and everything, and what goes into looking after those, but also into the kind of life that you have in that role, doing that job. And it's not for everyone, and it certainly isn't easy. And finding out how they got into that in the first place, you know, very, very different stories. So that's a series that I'm hoping to continue with. I've got a couple of other people on the list, on my wish list, as it were. So hoping to catch up with some of those in 2025. Also hoping to catch up with a very good friend of mine, who I've known for the last 20 years, who I first met when he was a guitar tech for The Darkness, for Justin. So fingers crossed he's always so busy. That's the thing with these guys, they're always on the road. So if he ever has any time, it would be awesome to catch up with him for that series. So that's definitely something that I'd like to continue with. I've done a few different sort of collabs with other music and guitar channels, and that's been great as well. I've really enjoyed kind of reaching out to the community on YouTube, and particularly with Guitar Stuff Studio, Andy Mack, good friend of the channel, and massive thanks to him actually for all his help and support and kind of being my sort of YouTube mentor in a way, which actually just involves like me hassling him all the time and asking him questions, but he's always nice enough to actually give me really helpful replies. And thanks again, Andy, for the wah pedal. Still working on that one. Still trying to get the hang of that and get used to it. And yeah, maybe over the next year, who knows, maybe I'll get into pedals. Maybe I'll become a pedal person. I don't see it. I don't know. But again, never say never. Like, that might be a thing. But yeah, I think until I've explored everything that my Boss Katana can do, I probably don't need to start getting into all of that just yet, but we'll see. Maybe once I know a bit more about what I'm doing, that might actually be quite an interesting thing to experiment with. But yeah, there are kind of some other things that I probably want to start doing. I haven't done any live streams yet on my channel. Mainly because, I haven't really had that many subscribers, so I'm not entirely convinced that very many people are going to turn up. But kind of the other reason, I think, has been because there are so many other channels that do such brilliant live streams regularly, like every week. So I'm usually sort of hanging out in the chat of one or the other of those live streams, usually with kind of Andy at Guitar Stuff Studio or Steve Cassidy on Steve Cassidy Guitar, or Searching for Tone now, like Brian over at Searching for Tone does a live stream as well. Hump Day Hang, I think. So yeah, I'm kind of always always in the chat, and they've kindly made me a mod on most of those. So it's kind of finding a slot that doesn't clash with any of those. But maybe I'll just do like a one-off to begin with, test it out, see how it goes. I'm thinking maybe when I reach the milestone of 1,000 subscribers, fingers crossed, if that ever does actually happen. As of now, I'm kind of around like 925. So, just a few more, hopefully. And maybe I'll do like a live stream Q&A type thing so that you can all, have a little chat with me. But we kind of do anyway. I mean, I try to reply as quickly as I can to all of your comments. I'm really, really grateful, as I've said, for all of your views, to everyone who's watched and subscribed and supported the channel this year. I really am very, very grateful to you. It means a lot. And, I put a lot of work into these videos now. I'm in a quite a different place than I was even kind of 9 months ago. When I first sort of started making videos, I think the first ones that I started making were just on my phone, just talking about the different guitars that I've got in my guitar collection, because I think, I've got some really nice ones and some really interesting ones, even before I bought the two that I bought this year. My Rickenbacker, the guitar that I made myself at school. I wanted to kind of just talk you through like how and when I got those or made them, and all the kind of background to it. So I just kind of sat down one day put my phone on a stand, hit record, and then just uploaded to YouTube. I didn't know anything at all about actually making videos. I didn't know about editing videos. I didn't know all the things that you need to do really in terms of the description. I didn't even make thumbnails. I didn't even realise that you had to do that. So, you know, a lot of my older videos, you are literally just seeing someone do a live take on their phone, hit upload, and that's it. So, you know, I just can't believe how many of you actually watched those. Like, it's incredible to me that I got any views at all on those. So yeah, thank you, because I really kind of didn't know what I was doing. And I feel like I'm starting to get an idea of what I should be doing. I'm at least making thumbnails, trying to come up with interesting titles, you know, and just kind of trying to always improve the quality of my videos. I've gone through a couple of different cameras, a couple of different microphones, so a couple of different recording rigs. I'm now kind of starting to look into software for editing and trying to learn how to use that. I've had to learn how to kind of use software to do collabs and interviews, and subscribe to stuff like StreamYard, and look into the different kind of different platforms and things that are available to do that. So it's been a massive, very steep learning curve over the last year. The channel is a work in progress. I never expected it to even get to this point where I've reached the 3,000 watch hours. I certainly didn't expect that in the first year. As I say, I wasn't really expecting anything. I started this channel with zero expectations, just as a way of getting myself back into playing my guitars. And the kind of tagline about, you know, it being my midlife crisis, it's kind of half a joke, but sort of half true in a way. I think it was to kind of help me to get back in touch, I suppose, with who I am, and the things that I love, which, you know, revolve around music and guitars and playing and guitar-based music. So it was kind of a joke, because I'm actually okay. Like, don't worry, guys. You know, I'm actually quite mentally stable. I promise. You don't need to worry. It was just more of a jokey thing, because actually, you know, well, that is where I am in my life, and this is kind of my midlife crisis, and I think it's a healthier one to have than, I don't know, buying a sports car, which I've no real interest in. So yeah, I think this is still the better option. But it's really teaching me a lot about, you know, a whole new skill set that I've never had. And, you know, I'm having to learn it as I go. So thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for watching videos that, you know, don't really have any production values whatsoever, that, you know, never had very good sound quality or particularly good lighting or any of those things. I am, as I say, looking to improve on all of that next year, as I go through 2025. So it would be absolutely brilliant if you can continue watching me, continue giving me the kind of thumbs up on any videos that you've enjoyed. You can leave me a little super thanks now. That would be lovely, just to help with the upkeep of the channel, really. And yeah, please do make any suggestions in the comments about anything that you'd like me to cover over 2025 and going forwards. I had a brilliant suggestion the other day about doing something on the history of female guitar players. So I can't believe that's something I haven't thought of already. I'm going to think about how to do that, maybe a mini series, depending on kind of how much there is to cover, probably quite a lot, so it probably will be one. But yeah, I am totally open to suggestions. I will consider, covering things if you think that they will be of interest. So yeah, please do let me know if there's anything that you think would be good to see on the channel. And finally, have a look at the playlist that I've made of my best and worst videos of 2024. Obviously the ones that have had quite a lot of views, I think are really good, and I'm pleased that they've done quite well. I've put a lot of work into them. I've also added a few videos that are some of the worst in terms of not getting very many views, but I still think that they're quite good. I put quite a lot of work into them, and I think they deserve a little bit more love. I don't know. Go and check it out and tell me what you think. All right. Have a great Christmas and see you in 2025.